Great rising, everybody. This is Katib, and it is Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. Ooh, yeah, the month almost over. It is August, it's like right there. And then there's the great month of September. Yes, yes, it is coming soon. I just want to say great rising to everybody. I know that I have been in the wind, but hey, I'm here, and so I got something for you today, and it's a little different because I'm talking about my grandmother, and I was just thinking about her a lot throughout the week, and I want to share some thoughts about my grandmother and what I thought about her when I was a child, and even growing up as a young adult. You know, grandmothers are special. They are special. Grandmothers in my era were very special. They were like the glue of the family. They were the counselor. They were the peacemaker. And, like, man, we don't have that anymore. We don't have grandmothers like I did when I was young. Grandmothers are in the club, twerking. Yes, grandmothers are going on wild girl trips. It's not the same no more. It's not like that. You can go to your grandmother and she'll pray for you, or she up early in the morning on the prayer line. You know, those days, are gone and forgotten. But that's what we need. We need grandmothers again. We need those good old Medeas in our life. Don't you agree? Yeah, I think so too. So what I got here today is a little something for you. And I kind of went back on my word. I said I was doing the only audio series for a while, but I'm going to go ahead and put the text and the blog so you can go on and read this one. Okay? And I got a little something special for you after uh, the reading of day. I have some little lanyard for you. Little lanyard. They had a storm coming through this week, and I was thinking about the storm prior to the storm, and so I have a little something for you about storms. Okay, so I hope you can sit back, relax, and enjoy this blog posting. This one is for you. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday, an amazing Thursday, and hope it's full of energy, love, and new things that you can share with other people. And one of those things I want you to share is this blog posting. Yes, share with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. Share with them. Put it on your social media platforms. You have my permission. And I'm going to ask all of you to please make a donation to the blog to keep the blog rolling. The blog has bills, believe it or not. I know you all enjoy it. I know it's an inspiration, it's an aspiration, it's a motivation, but it costs. And I'm asking you all to help donate to keep it rolling so we can have this blog going on and on and on. We're trying to touch the world with the words of Khatib. So thanks again for supporting me. I appreciate all of my listeners, all of my readers, and the wait is over. It's coming, okay? So my book is coming out soon, Echoes of a Silent Cathedral. You're gonna love it. If you like my work, you're gonna love Echoes of a Silent Cathedral. It is amazing. And I'm not just saying it because I wrote it. I am totally amazed with the work that I put together with Echoes of a Silent Cathedral. So let me stop rambling. Let me go on. And I have one more thing to say, and I'm just gonna go. For all of you who have your grandmothers who are still here, give them a shout out today, okay? Buy them some flowers, get them a card, take them to eat. Go sit in church with them, okay? Yeah, bring your fan, all right? Go to church with them. They sit on the porch or whatever. And if your grandmother's not here, if your mom's here, spend that time with your mother. I wish my mother was here and my grandmother, but they're not here, and I try to keep them here through memory, through my actions, and through my work. So let's give a shout out to moms and grandmothers all over the planet. This one is for you.
Granny's GPS kept saying, "Keep going, baby," written by Khatib Shunner, author's opening words. Before y'all start reading this, let me tell y'all something. Growing up, I truly believed my granny had powers. I ain't talking superhero powers either. Forget all that flying through buildings and shooting lightning from fingertips stuff. Nah, I'm talking about grandmother powers. Different category, different department, heavenly level powers. 'Cause somehow Granny knew when I touched something before I even touched it. I still don't understand that. To this day, it don't make sense. You'd barely think about doing wrong, and somehow from another room you'd hear, "Boy, don't touch that." Now hold on. How? You wasn't even in here. Matter of fact, forget GPS, forget satellites, forget technology. They need to study grandmothers. And another thing, Granny had feet with purpose attached to them. Lord have mercy, that woman stayed moving. Looking back now, I realize I spent half my childhood following behind Granny through New Orleans like I was in some spiritual second-line parade, and nobody gave me the route. Back then, I thought we were just changing homes, just moving, just packing boxes. Years later, though, life put glasses on memories. Now sidewalks talk. Porches talk. Street corners talk. And certain streets don't even feel like streets no more. They feel like chapters. And if you've ever had somebody pour care into your spirit, feed you, pray over you, fuss at you, drag you around the city, and somehow help shape your heart without sitting you down for some giant speech, then baby, you know exactly what this story is really about. 'Cause this ain't about houses. This about Granny. And Lord knows, Granny stayed moving. I ain't gonna lie. Growing up with my Granny Celestine felt like being in a second line where nobody explained where we was headed. Folks just moving. Music somewhere in the distance, somebody laughing, somebody talking loud, and your only job was keeping up. That was life with Granny. We started over in St. Bernard Housing Development. Now, baby, if you from New Orleans, then you already know St. Bernard wasn't just apartments and buildings sitting around minding their business. Nah, that place had heartbeat, had flavor, had soul. Folks sat outside like the sidewalk belonged to them. Somebody frying fish, somebody arguing with somebody cousin, somebody auntie halfway hanging out a window calling somebody whole government name. Kids running, music playing, screen doors slamming, life happening, and somehow everybody knew everybody. Matter of fact, you couldn't sneeze too hard without somebody down the block saying, "Baby, you all right?" And somewhere inside all that noise and living, there was me, little old me, following behind Granny like hot sauce on fried chicken. Matter of fact, I stayed under Granny so much folks probably thought she gave birth to me twice. If Granny went outside, I went. If Granny sat on somebody's porch, I sat. If Granny stood up, I jumped up too. Truth be told, I ain't know where we was going half the time. Didn't matter. I was rolling. Now let me tell y'all something funny. Granny had this walk. She ain't stroll. She ain't casually move. No, ma'am. That woman moved like somebody whispered assignments in her ear before sunrise. Like she had missions, places, people, purpose. And there I was trying my absolute best to keep up. "Granny, where are we going?" Now, if you knew Granny, then you know she ain't answer questions like regular folks. Baby, no, she'd say, "Come on." That was it. No details, no explanation, no roadmap, just, "Come on." Now, I don't know if grandmothers got secret training schools somewhere hidden in Louisiana swamps or what. But somehow them two words meant, move your feet, stop asking questions, let's go. And I moved. Then one day, we ended up on Painter Street. I remember standing there thinking, hold on now, ain't we just unpacked? 'Cause little children think moving means you done moving. Baby, I ain't no life work different. So one day I finally asked, "Granny, why we keep moving?" Whew, she looked over. Y'all know the look, that grandmother look, part tenderness, part wisdom, part warning, like care and correction got together and made a facial expression. Then she said, "Baby, sometimes your feet gotta move before your understanding catch up." Man, now back then I ain't know what she meant. Shoot, I probably nodded, pretending I understood, 'cause I ain't want her explaining deeper and accidentally giving me chores while she was at it. 'Cause grandmother's slick like that. You ask for wisdom, somehow end up washing dishes. Then came Ursuline, then Orleans Avenue, and by then I stopped asking questions. Honestly, I had reached a point where I figured heaven itself moved every few years. I accepted it. Life became pack boxes, follow granny, eat, hear wisdom, repeat. And every address carried something with it. St. Bernard taught me people. Painters taught me adjustment. Ursuline taught me patience. Orleans taught me gratitude. And Granny was teaching me everything else, without speeches, without lessons written on chalkboards. Nah, grandmothers teach different. They teach washing dishes, teach sitting on porches, teach while staring outside windows, teach while cooking. And Lord, my granny could cook. Now hold on, let me fix that. Saying granny could cook is disrespectful. Baby, my granny wasn't cooking. She was performing edible miracles. I am fully convinced heaven accidentally sent down one of they chefs and disguised her as my grandmother. 'Cause I don't care what she touched. Red beans, greens, fried fish, rice, smothered this, smothered that. Baby, I think granny could have boiled a boot and somebody would have asked for seconds. And Lord have mercy when them smells started floating through the house. Whew, you ain't need no dinner bell. You be somewhere minding your business and suddenly catch fried fish and seasoning drifting through the hallway. That smell would grab your spirit, reach inside your chest, and before you knew it, your feet headed toward the kitchen before your mind even agreed. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, half my memories got food attached. 'Cause Granny cooked with more than seasoning. She cooked with care, cooked with patience, cooked with prayer, cooked like every pot had little fingerprints of affection mixed in. And another thing, my granny ain't have all this giant education folks brag about nowadays. She wasn't walking around with degrees hanging from walls. But let me tell y'all something life eventually taught me. Education and wisdom ain't always related. Sometimes they cousins, sometimes they barely know each other, 'cause Granny had wisdom bigger than classrooms. That woman could say one sentence and years later life would spin around and make them words hit you upside your spirit. You. And Lord help us when Granny had us walking, 'cause if I started complaining, here she come. Hush puppies. Now listen, I still don't know exactly what hush puppies meant. To this day. Was it correction, warning, encouragement, threat? Baby, I still don't know. But I knew one thing. When Granny said hush puppies, my next move was shutting my mouth immediately. 'Cause grandmothers had codes. And punishment? Ooh, Jesus, let's talk about punishment. See, children today got timeouts and negotiations, conversations. Baby, not us, not back then. Back then, punishment felt Old Testament, Moses era. 'Cause after Granny whipped you, Lord have mercy. Here come, now go grab a piece of wall. Now first of all, what exactly is a piece of wall? 'Cause I ain't never seen nobody remove wall pieces, but somehow every child understood. You'd stand there too, still sniffling, holding that wall, reflecting on every decision you ever made, talking directly to the Creator. Please, if you get me through this. Whole prayer life activated instantly. And after all these years, I laugh now. 'Cause back then, them whippings felt biblical. But now I understand. Even discipline had care hidden inside it. 'Cause Granny wasn't trying to hurt me. She was trying to straighten roads before I walked too far down them. And woo, life charges way more than Granny ever did. Man, and let me tell y'all something else. Granny had roots. Not directions, roots. Big difference. 'Cause directions tell you where you headed. Granny roots came with mystery. We'd leave out the house and I'd think we go in one place. Whole time, we stopping 6 other places first, standing on porches, talking to people, and Lord, talking. 'Cause New Orleans folks don't have quick conversations. Ain't no such thing. You ask somebody how they doing, and 45 minutes later somehow you know they nephew acting up, somebody auntie cooking gumbo Sunday, and a man named Peanut done moved back from Houston. How we got there? Baby, I still don't know. And Granny fit right in. Meanwhile, I'm sweating, kicking rocks, counting birds, thinking, I live outside now. This my life, I'm porch people. And now all these years later, I still hear her, not with my ears, nah. Some voices move deeper than sound. Some folks leave fingerprints on your spirit. And every now and then when life get heavy, or fear starts sitting beside me, or I stand in front the refrigerator opening and closing it 15 times like new food magically appeared, I hear, come on, baby. 'Cause old lessons don't leave, they unpack themselves and move into you. And every now and then I catch myself standing a certain way, laughing, looking out windows, saying little things, and suddenly I smile. 'Cause Lord have mercy, that was Granny, still here, still leading, still moving. And truth be told, home was never St. Bernard, wasn't Painters, wasn't Ursuline, wasn't Orleans Avenue, wasn't even 2688 Jonquil. Home was Granny, and somewhere way down in my spirit, I still see little old me trying to keep up, still confused, still asking questions, still trying to catch up, and somewhere ahead, I hear her voice floating back one more time. Boys, stop standing around. Come on, baby. Here's a Laniape poem for you, yes, just for you. Sit back and enjoy. The Calmness Before the Storm. Written by Khatib Shunner. The Calmness Before the Storm. Trees dancing in the wind, birds chirping their morning song, the sun giving the earth a gentle kiss, everything feeling peaceful and strong. What a heavenly bliss. Then in the blink of an eye, the sky changes its face. Blue gives way to bruises of gray, and peace quietly leaves its place. A tumultuous event has arrived. A Category 5. The storm is at our door. We are not ready for company. Because we were preoccupied. We were never truly prepared, though we watched it coming for days before. We paid it never no mind. Thought tomorrow would always be on time. Water we did not get. Sandbags never crossed our minds, didn't even fill the gas tank. Now the line stretches 5 miles long. Funny how procrastination whispers softly, then leaves us trying to survive the storm. The storm has made landfall. And this storm has a name. Frustration, depression, anxiety, stress, hurt, fear, pain. Hear the thunder. See the pouring rain. Feel the raging winds as they uproot every loose thing in your life. The branches that were never rooted in truth. The habits that no longer serve your spirit. The fears that hid behind your smile. The chains that convinced you they were a part of you. Then, somewhere between the thunder and the lightning, I heard the universe whisper, do not fear what you cannot understand. I never sent the storm to destroy you. I sent it to reveal you. The rain was never just rain. It was cleansing, washing away pride, fear, bitterness, regret, everything too heavy for your soul to carry. The lightning was never punishment. It was illumination. For sometimes we cannot see what is keeping us bound until heaven flashes light across our darkness. The thunder was never anger. It was the voice of the divine echoing through creation, reminding us that even when the world shakes, the spirit remains unshaken. I realized something. Trees with shallow roots fear every storm. Trees with deep roots become one with the wind. Maybe that is why the universe spends so much time growing our roots before it ever asks us to bear fruit. When the winds finally grew quiet, I looked around. Broken branches everywhere, leaves scattered across the ground. Things I once thought I needed were gone, yet somehow I was still standing. Not because I was strong, but because something far greater than me had been holding me the whole time. Now I understand. Every storm carries two voices. One speaks fear, the other speaks faith. One says, you're finished. The other says, you're finally free. So when dark clouds gather over your life, do not only look at the storm, look beyond it. The same heavens that release the rain also release the rainbow. The same winds that uproot what is weak bow before the one who spoke the wind into existence. The same waters that seem determined to drown you can become the very waters that cleanse, renew, and awaken your soul. After every category 5, there is still a sunrise, there is still mercy, there is still grace, and there is still purpose, and there is still the quiet voice of the divine saying, "Be still. You were never fighting the storm. The storm was preparing you to become the shelter for someone else."
Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.